How was the vibe when recording Bellale back in the day with Jean-Michel Rotin? All right, I was not there. So actually we were in the middle of a turf war when we recorded that because so that would be a great story to tell. But in reality, when we recorded that song, Jean-Michel disappeared on us after bringing us to the West Indies. And listen, I was born in Congo. I lived in France my whole life. I had no how can I say? I was not familiar with the West Indies, right? So he brings me there. So it was not my first time. I've been going there since '92, but it was my first time going, or my second, third time going there on a tour, right? So I'm there, you bring me here, and then you disappear. That guy just disappeared for whatever happened in his life back then. He just ghosted. So for, I think, 2 months or 3 months, we in the West Indies by ourselves. And because he's the leader and he's the artist, we don't have nothing to do. We don't have shows. We're just there asking ourselves, what are we going to do? And at a point, I think we end up meeting a guy who now he was the owner of a radio, but back then he was working for Virgin Cola and Pringles, and they were launching those two brands, Pringles and Virgin Cola. Hola Sol, and hola Mimi. So we are now touring without him, because we had a song actually that was number one on radio, but we didn't even know because we came here as backup dancers, as rappers for him. So then he reappears after 2-3 months. So we back on tour with him, and then we go back to Paris. Then we go back to the West Indies again on tour with him, and he disappears again on us as we are recording, in the middle of recording that album preview. And at that moment, I got tired, and I had half of his crew, and my crew that came with him, but I have half of the people that were willing to follow me, because I was telling them, listen, let's continue recording without him. And then I had all his crew, the people from the West Indies, and the people who lived there, who were his friends, that wanted to wait for him to appear again for them to resume working. But those people were living there, so they had a job, they had a life, they had their families. Us, we came for that. So at that moment, I was really starting to be pissed off by just him appearing and disappearing. And I started creating a mutiny in the middle of the crew, when I was like, yo, listen, let's record, and listen, when he arrives, he will arrive. And I ended up leaving and moving with half of my people. We ended up going to French Guiana in South America, and we stayed there when I recorded my first album. And then at a point, he reappeared, and me, I was already out doing my project. I'm ready. And then so they recorded the whole album without me, and I just came 2 days and I recorded everything in 3 hours. I recorded all my parts everywhere that I was needed, and I went back to where I was, which is French Guiana. And then he came to Guyana and he recorded in my album. But there was actually a lot of tension, because actually that's when people were realizing that there were two leaders, and I was one of them. But I was not trying to take the leadership of his crew. I was just trying to work. And I was not like, we're not going to just stay there and do nothing while we don't even know where he is. So let's record, let's work. When he comes, He will add whatever he wants. That's all I wanted to do. But then my mentor came and said, yo, leaders don't follow people, come with me. And that's when I bounced to South America and I worked on my project. So listen, that would be an amazing movie. One day when I do my movie, I will be about this.